What is up guys, Andy Forest Theme Runner here, back with another video for you, and today we're going to be talking about the Severn Bridge night race. We're going to do a race recap. It was something that I was trying to piece together in my mind and think about how I was going to talk about this, and without me sitting here and rambling on for hours, I have figured out a structure of how I want to talk. I'm going to talk about how I felt leading up to the race, because a lot of you know I wasn't feeling particularly well leading up to it. I'm going to talk about the race itself and then what we're going to be doing afterwards. It's no secret that the race didn't go to plan, and it's taken me a good couple of days to gather my thoughts, if I'm completely honest with you. It was a very tough pill to swallow with how it went, and I was a bit of a moody bugger for, well, I still am, to be honest with you, but let's go into why that happened. So leading up to the race, let's talk about leading up to the race. So I was starting to feel a bit better from the cold. I still had a bit of a tight chest. I actually did a recovery jog, I did a warm-up jog with Lee, just onto the bridge and back down, just a mile, and the chest felt a bit tight, I felt a bit bunged up, but actually when I was running in the race, which I'll come to in a minute, that didn't affect me in any way, shape or form. I've got to be careful here not to make this sound like a load of excuses as well. So I was feeling better, and I was feeling well enough to race, which was good, and I was happy with that. I wasn't 100%, I'm still not 100% now, but I was well enough to race. So we rocked up to the race, and I felt kind of okay, bloated, as always, going to all these races, always bloated, always full of air in the stomach, and the gun went off and we went out there. So if I kind of try and explain what happened, so I've been training at a pace to run I think around the early 540s to late 540s. That's what I was shooting for. Now I know the bridge, it starts on the uphill and then the downhill, around and then up and down other miles, and so I was anticipating running probably a 550 something for the first mile, but I was feeling good. I was well rested, so I clocked a 540 something, and I was really pleased with that. I felt in control. There were two people ahead of me, and then I passed the second place person, so I jumped into second place, and we were running down the other side of the bridge, and I was within 2 meters of the leader, and I stuck with the leader all the way through mile 2. But as I was descending off the bridge, just as mile 2 clocked, I had the first twinge in my side, same place, and I was thinking, no, and sure enough, within another 10-15 meters, so the pain started to intensify. We crossed the toll bridge, which is where the section of the race where you cross over the bridge across the top of the toll booths. You do a little loop and then you come and start the climb back up over the bridge. Well, I'd gone over the toll booths, up some stairs, down and around, and as I was coming around, bam, it just hit me again, and I went into a really dark place that instant. I can't explain or express the feelings, and I know as runners we've all suffered injuries and we've all experienced it, so I know a lot of you will understand the dark place that I'm talking about, but I hit a low. I hit a real low, and it's extremely difficult to come out of that when you know your race is over. You know your race is over at mile 2.5. I slowed right down. At that point we had just approached the bridge. We were just approaching the bridge. Corey went past me. He was flying that night. He did so well. Even though he said at the end he wasn't feeling top notch, he did incredible. And we got onto the bridge, so he went on. I was dropping off the leader at this point, and Corey caught up to the leader and ran with the leader. Spoiler alert, Corey did finish in second, 2 seconds behind the leader, so he did so well. And then Lee caught up to me, and I ran with Lee for a bit, and then I have to apologise to Lee, and I apologised to him in the car on the way home, but I was shouting and screaming expletives in pain and just kind of running, and I was saying to myself, I can't repeat the words I used. There were a lot of F-bombs, a lot of C-bombs, a lot of S-bombs. Every bomb that you can imagine came out of my mouth, and yeah, I was running, shouting the pain, and I'm not gonna let this beat me. I was determined not to let it beat me. I was determined that I was gonna finish. I had done so much training for this race. I was hands down sure that I was going to finish, even though I just wanted to stop and curl up in a ball because my stomach was scrunching up in the pain. So the last 3 miles, 2.5 miles were just doing damage limitation what I could, and the frustrating thing is I felt so good with the leader and I was on his tail and I was feeling confident. I'm not saying I'd have won, I'm not saying any of that, I'm saying that I could have stuck with him and I felt good. I felt really, I had a spring in my step, even though my legs felt weak from the illness. They were light, they didn't feel heavy, and you long for that feeling on a race. You long to get up the start line and feel like your legs want to move, even though they were, as I said, a bit jellyish and a bit weak going up the stairs and a few lumps and bumps. They felt light, and I'm frustrated that I couldn't capitalise on it. So that was the race, and a lot of you, bless you, have been posting on social media saying, great time, Andy, you know, even with the stitch, great time. You must be pleased in some way, shape or form. And you know, honestly guys, I'm not, and I'm not meaning to sound a bum or anything, but I'm not pleased. There's nothing to be happy about. This situation has dragged on for so long now with the stitches and the stomach pains that I have decided to take action, and I can't keep just brushing it under the carpet. So I want to talk about moving forwards, and just to give you a bit of background, I'm always bloated, I'm always full of air. I know my stitches are being caused by the bloating, because obviously a lot of stitches are caused by either posture, kind of dehydration where your muscles start to cramp up, or trapped wind in your stomach. And I know mine are being caused by trapped wind because I'm constantly bloated, I'm constantly in pain. Not even running, this is just walking around. I'm getting stitches when I'm walking my kids into school. Put it that way, I'm walking a few hundred metres and getting stitches. So what I've decided to do is I've booked myself into the doctors next Wednesday. I'm going to get some allergy and intolerance tests done because I believe that I am reacting to something I'm eating. I don't know what it is, I don't know what it could be. I have a theory, my theory is gluten. I match a lot of the signs for a gluten intolerance. I did a bit of research on the yesterday morning, and I fit the bloating, I fit the stomach pains, I'm tired all the time, I get skin rashes a lot, especially when I eat a lot of yeast as well. So I am going to experiment for the next 8 days, and I'm going to cut out gluten until the new at 9 and see how my stomach feels. Quite frankly, right now, 2 days after the race and day 2 into no gluten, and it's settled a lot. It's still a bit bubbly, but it's half as bad as it has been, which for me is an encouraging sign. So I'm just going to stick at that and see if that makes a difference. I'm not going to do any more workouts. I'm going to speak to Doug shortly, have a chat with him, and I'm going to try and rest. I'm going to do my run on Saturday. I'm going to just do an easy run, and then next week I'll hit back. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday is the race, and Tuesday I'll try and do a mini workout and see how I feel. My stomach at the moment is extremely sore from the pain of where the stitch was, so I have to be very careful. I've been stretching and loosening my my diaphragm, doing lots of breathing exercises to kind of try and release everything and make everything calm and less tense. And so that's the plan moving forward. So I want to, if you're still here at the end of this video, I want to thank you for your patience and hearing me out and listening. I class this as a serious situation now because I'm wasting my money on races at the moment, and I cannot fulfill what I want to fulfill, my potential. I know what I can do, and that is the hardest thing, is that I know what I can do, and I am at the moment in a position where I cannot showcase what I can do. And I feel that because I am as open and as honest with you guys as I can be, and I decide to put my running out there onto YouTube and showcase what I do, I've got to show every single section of it. And right now, completely honest with you, I feel a bit of a loss with it all. But I'm hoping that in the next week we can make some progress with the diet, and if that does make a massive difference, because I won't be able to get the test done before the race, at least it'll give me some indication if I'm on the right lines or not. So anyway, thank you, as I said, for hanging on to the end if you are still here. I appreciate your support as always. Your comments make me smile, and I just want to wish you all the best with your running as well. And I will see you in a couple of days' time for the next video. I'll keep you posted how I feel. As always, if you enjoyed this video, guys, and you are not put off by moaning, please do give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I'll see you in a couple of days' time. Until then.